Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another day of the Overwatch League. I am Achilleos, once more joined by Trin. We'll be guiding you through what is likely to be a very long evening of matches. We've got threes series for you today. We've been having a hell of a lot of 5-mappers. Didn't quite get to 10 yesterday, but maybe we can have that 15 dream alive once more today as we kick things off with the showdown. It's going to be Hangzhou up against Guangzhou.
Yeah, and yesterday wasn't the type of day we expected to go into those sorts of lengths, Seth. Whereas today, I feel like the teams are a little bit more competitive, and they're definitely going to be ones that go the distance, potentially, like you said, to that 15-map dream. However, this is APAC after all, so chances are the script gets thrown out the window and we see some 3-0 blowouts today. Honestly, would not surprise me at this point.
I mean, at this point, there's so much wacky wildness that goes on, so nothing really is going to shock me, but it seems like 3-0s in this meta, it's basically impossible. The Dynasty was like the one team who's really able to achieve that, and then that script got flipped on its, up on its head. Just yesterday, we saw them lose for the very first time in the Countdown Cup qualifier, so who the hell knows what is actually going to happen.
To the Spark of all people! The people who can't finish a series finally actually closed one out against the Seoul Dynasty and were able to go away with the win. That puts them quite nicely and keeps them 1 point behind the Philadelphia Fusion in that race to secure a playoff spot. Really important win for them yesterday. And as you can see, the rest of the table still scrapping to make sure they don't fall into that eliminated range. I think it's really hard to fall into a territory where they are going to be out of playoffs contention altogether. For now, it's all about who's making it to the play-ins and who's getting that direct qualification.
Yeah, and it's pretty much just between the Hangzhou Spark and the Philly Fusion, if my math is correct. Chengdu Hunters cannot catch up. They cannot get themselves into that third place spot any longer, but they are firmly going to be locked into the play-ins alongside the Guangzhou Charge, who in their own right now are basically playing to, both upset the Hangzhou Spark as well as get a couple more wins under their belt before they do have to compete in those play-ins to try to get into the playoffs. So pressure still mounting both series here today with Hangzhou and the Fusion playing. Incredibly important for those two squads who are looking to take that third slot. So we'll have to wait and see what happens. But for now, as mentioned, it is going to be Guangzhou going up against Hangzhou. So Guangzhou Charge, they could play spoiler. They've already spoiled the Valiant season just yesterday. Maybe they can do it a little bit more, a little bit less damage rather, to the big squad there in the Hangzhou Sparks. If we can best them here and Fusion can pick up their series win later on tonight, then they're going to be pretty well set to go ahead and be locked into that third place spot. But here's our starting 5 for the side of the Guangzhou Charge. Nothing too concerning, nothing too shocking, as we still have Piggy starting things off here in that tank role.
Yeah, big day for Piggy, going up against Bernard in that tank lineup, I imagine. A lot of Zarya being played in the current meta. That's where Piggy's found the most success, along with the Charge. We have seen an odd flex over to the Diva at times for both of these tanks in this matchup. But I have a feeling that Zarya is going to be the mainstay here. Choice A1's been having fun on Genji whenever they got a chance to play it, but for the most part, they've been kind of flexing away from that one. Yeah, Charge, fantastic performance, 3-1 yesterday against the Valiant. Looked a little bit dicey at times, but still able to close it out in a 4-map series. So running on some good momentum off the back of a win. Day 2 coming up is going to be fantastic for them. Taking a look at their opponents for today, the Spark, as you already mentioned, Seth, huge result for them yesterday, taking down the Seoul Dynasty, and I want to put a lot of the success on the player of the match from yesterday, Pineapple, coming into the roster. Out of nowhere, clearly getting the reps in the practice chamber and having a fantastic performance on the Tracer. And, we joked about it yesterday. It was a coin toss between whether it should have been Pineapple or Teru getting player of the match, because Teru was on another level as well.
Yeah, the silent, just backline there, and Teru just ripping heads off yesterday. I don't have him on cam. Could only imagine that he had some psychotic grin on his face as he just tore the enemy team asunder, just over and over again, wreaking havoc against the Seoul Dynasty. But it was just impeccable performances from both he and Pineapple. Of course, everybody on the side of the Hangzhou Spark played incredibly well. You would have to in order to be able to take down the Dynasty. But those two were definitely the two brightest stars in the sky at the end of that series. So I'm expecting more great things from Pineapple coming into this next one. Just like yesterday, he's going to have his work cut out for him. We've seen some incredible performances from Choice A1 this season, even just yesterday where they were able to take down the Valiant in that 3-1 victory. So it's not going to be really any easy series, I guess. You got what would have been the easiest series out of the way in the Valiant, who are now locked in that bottom spot. So everything else from here on out is just going to be a constant uphill battle. Here's our map set, though. We'll be kicking things off on Busan, then heading to Eichenwalde and Junkertown. If we get the 3-0s that you maybe are alluding to or expecting, Trid, that'll be it. Otherwise, we'll carry on our merry way and get to New Queen Street and then Lijiang Tower if it goes the full 5.
Look, I think Xerneas and Faraway are going to have their work cut out for them this game. One of the strongest points of the Spark yesterday, Seth, was the coordination between Shy, Pineapple, and occasionally Teru getting into the mix as well. The combination of their Sombra Tracer dive was absolutely amazing, and it's something that is incredibly lethal. If Xerneas and Faraway get caught off guard by that, this series can be over very quickly. Remember, Spark were able to deal with our most dominant team in Dynasty, dominant team in the region in the form of the Seoul Dynasty. Charge, sitting a little bit lower down on the table, but are on a bit of an upswing. If they Spark bring a performance they brought yesterday, I have a feeling the 3-0 may manifest for this series. I want to see what Charge can do to deflect that dive that, by all accounts, should be the main staple of attack for the Spark today.
You see right there on the bottom of your screen, last time they did square off, it was the Guangzhou Charge able to walk away with a win. There was several weeks ago in a different meta where the Guangzhou Charge were still struggling, so we'll have to see if they can do it once more in this meta where they have looked, pretty much at the top of their game so far the whole year, 2022. Things have opened up though, and well, we thought maybe it's going to be the Zarya, maybe for a future round on Busan, but for now it will be that Diva v Diva. As everybody on the side of the Guangzhou Charge very much clustered over towards the walkway right now. Huge amounts of damage going through. Piggy going to get chunked down to about half, but Shy forced to translocate out. Just back, plays it safe, keeps himself alive in the mix of things.
Yeah, and in that first little engagement, Pineapple nearly found Faraway just naturally without a Sombra hack, so that's something to keep an eye on. First point going over to the Charge. Choice A1 very much playing with the pack. Jimmy's isolated, of course, translocate away, and Faraway gets on the board with a frack on Pineapple.
Yeah, and that is going to be a prime target to be able to find for that opening kill. Pineapple take it down, so much pressure alleviated. The point's already been locked in for the side of the Guangzhou Charge, so that's picking up at 15%. They pursue forward, they look for a little bit of extra kills here, and despite the stick not coming through, Irony still dives in on top of that pulse bomb, ends up going down. So good, fast build time there from Choice A1. Now is already a third of the way to the next. Pineapple just now getting his own pulse bomb ready to go. See if he's going to be able to find a prime target as well. But Guangzhou Charge, I mean, they've occupied so much time. They got that initial point lockdown. They're already now at 35%.
One of the problems they're going to suffer here, though, Seth, is that Pulse Bomb may be online, but Faraway has the Nano Boost. You can just chuck that on Xerneas if he gets stuck. Probably going to be a target for them, so needs to be mindful of that. They can probably weather the storm of this one. Burner's hacked up. Nano Boost given over to Piggy. They're going to use it proactively instead.
Okay, Piggy going to be taking a nap. Leave him on the ground, but can they get any sort of punish here? The Pulse Bomb Pineapple already used. Didn't find any value really from that. Follow-up hack onto Piggy, but we'll be able to go ahead and jets over to the side, keep Xerneas safe with that D-Matrix. Continues to take a bit of damage. There's going to be Transcendence now forced out. Teru going to be matching on the opposite side. Irony had sent out that Nano Boost. No kills to be found so far in the extended skirmish. Far away,
Jimmy used that.
Striking just by Pineapple. Now Teru going to be taking down the 2 stars. Haven't snuffed out of the night sky. Now Irony falling means that it's just Bernard and Shy. And yep, not worth sending that self-destruct out. Just goes ahead and goes for the reset. There was a flip in the middle of the battle. 9% accrued for the side of the Hangzhou Spark, but the Charge are right back in control. They're moving up, and it's an extended kill here. A huge dagger now onto Shy.
Yeah, that 9% isn't what's valuable. The fact that they delayed them getting into that final fight, potentially 99% territory, that's the real power of getting the flip in that fight, Seth.
How has he not been spotted?
Couple of ultimates on the board. Oh, they're going in.
Okay, D-Matrix is there trying to keep protected. EMP comes out from Shy. Piggy sends out the self-destruct, not going to be able to find too much. Bernard, the opposite side, sending out the bomb. The OT does get forced. Walls come up, they chase in, they're looking to try to get rid of this baby Diva, but they actually cannot make it happen. Choice A1 took him down to a sliver. And Irony was able to save it, finds a follow-up shot on Xerneas as well. Hangzhou Spark finally finding a bit of ground to stand on here. As you can see, Bernard just moving forward, keeping Pineapple safe while he gets his little beauty sleep in.
Yeah, long climb back up, good cover coming in from Bernard to make sure that Pineapple wasn't going to be found back in the spawn room off the back of the sleep. A couple of options available for the Charge now. The D-Mech coming in. Thankfully, Bernard had the self-destruct to be able to remake quickly and keep the contest alive. Great use of the terrain to dodge out all the harassment from Choi. Now they've got a long climb back up to try and surpass the 99%. It's already been accrued by the Charge.
Jimmy, though, this EMP about to be online could be the turning point. The Charge to be able to retake this round. Otherwise, Hangzhou Spark, if they can pilot around the EMP, deny the Charge from finding value, they certainly would be in a position to try to steal this round away. Jimmy, however, before even using the EMP, catches Pineapple. Piggy will lose out of the mech, but now the flip is there, and the Hangzhou Spark have to get themselves over to the point. They don't have the Tracer for the extension, so Taro going to use that Transcendence, but Irony, he was antied out and isolated. Jimmy is able to find the kill. Taro now needs to go absolutely nuclear, but the EMP cuts across. They find the break onto Bernard's mech. They take him down. It's kill after kill coming through as Pineapple tries to extend this for a little bit longer, but eventually will succumb to just all 5 members of the Guangzhou Charge applying pressure. There's the closeout, 156%. Mecha base is theirs.
And right at the end there, you saw how difficult it was going to be for any kind of recontest. Not only were you down on numbers, you got a Transcendence and a couple of bodies of Charge blocking the direct route back to the point for you to be able to even keep that alive. It just left Pineapple on the point as the lone survivor after just being over-oppressed from heals, because, to be honest, the Zenyatta pocket can do a little bit for healing, but not overly lots. So once Bernard had lost most of their HP, the chance of getting that back whilst also dealing with an active engagement and fighting against the Transcendence, just overwhelming healing pressure, and it locks them out of the fight, keeps them gone. The pickup onto Irony early on into that fight definitely was the last nail in the coffin, if you would, do of the fight, unless someone went huge and had a pop-off moment. Piggy's falling out already.
Yeah. It's going to be hacked. Xerneas takes a nasty hit. Quickly gets topped back up by Far Away, who's, I'm sure, more than happy to just go ahead and build up towards that nano boost as rapidly as he can. Piggy under fire, Discord Orbs go forward. They're trying to get the break, and they finally will be able to take him out of that mech in the end. Shy able to get it, but he gives his life for it. So now you trade out the Sombras. It's going to be a decent window for Jimmy. It was a little bit further behind to try to build up match and take the lead towards the EMPs. Terror just fishing for now, spamming out these right-click charge-ups, trying to see if he can get a straight connection, but it's going to be Xerneas who manages to strike first, finds Irony. Terror quickly finds some revenge here for his cohort in the support, and, well, Bernard going to be melted out of the mech, but I don't think it's going to be too concerning, given that Shy and Pineapple come up with a kill apiece. So the cleanup is there. Bernard goes off the side of the map for a quick little reset, and Spark have got control and 20% to boot.
Yeah, you go for the reset there all the time. There's no risk of a flip coming in. By the time you get remexed, you can fly back with your boosters. It's the right decision for Bernard rather than trying to risk building up the ult charge back. You see Shy's got the good read on the path of ingress for the charge, knows where they're coming from, gets the hack, goes go for the kill, and Piggy turns it around. Oh,
just completely barrels him over there. He's charging forward, they get the elimination. Another huge pickup, and I mean, Jimmy, he's already got that EMP. If he decides to use it now, he can start lapping him. Good eat there from Piggy as well. Going to go ahead and absorb the pulse bomb out. Jump up over the top, EMP going to be used. Finds Thray. Terror instantly disappears. Bernard jetting away, just trying to keep his mech intact. And Piggy is still pursuing forward. He's got the corner there onto Irony. Finishes him off. Bernard as well, going to be desuited. Piggy can just go ahead and jet back. Funnel some healing over to his teammates. And there you go. The flip is in. Guangzhou Charge taking control. 59% established for the side of the Hangzhou Spark, so not too far, you know, back right now. They still have a decent lead to work with if they can get a quick retake.
And just a reminder there of how annoying the Sombra could be. I'm fairly certain Irony lives to be access to the mini around that corner, but it's hacked away by Jimmy. I mean, there's no chance of getting that additional healing and staying alive in the fight. Shy's hacked up. Gonna be found again. Needs to stop dying early in these fights.
I mean, we've seen this time and time again. Last meta, this meta, if Shy goes down first, it's oftentimes a really bad omen for the side of the Hangzhou Spark. Transcendence popped here by Xerneas. Keeps everybody topped up, and Choi Se-Wan, meanwhile, off screen, gets around the back, finds Pineapple, strikes him down. Guangzhou Charge spying more and more time for themselves. Shy, again, out into the open. This time does have the translocator available. Jumps away, but Choi Se-Wan quick to go for the push, but knows that he will get surrounded here very shortly if he overstays. So we'll join back in with Piggy for a brief little moment. Says, you know what? I want to try to take down that Sombra, but we see Shy. He's already playing up, getting ready to get on top of the supports. Piggy going to be broken out of the mech. The self-destruct going to be used just to get himself back in. Everybody cuts around the corner to keep themselves safe for now.
Very stagnated for the time being. While this has been going on, Charge have overtaken on map percentage. They now have the lead. Terror finds Faraway. That's a great opening for the Spark. Just need to convert it to a few more as they move round to the point. Piggy seems to be the target of focus right now. A lot of attention being given over to him. Terror dealing hands, and he beats Jimmy in the 1v1.
It catches him with a stray headshot. Finally just lines it up. He's playing elusively for a damn long while, but oh my god! What a play from Teru.
He broke his ankles, his head, shoulders, knees, and toes, Seth. There was nothing he can do about that. Choi just bodied, and a nice flip coming in from the Spark.
Oh, man. Every bone broken. One fell swoop. The teeth split and chipped as well. Unreal. Okay, well, the jump forward from Choice A1 with the pulse in hand is enough to force this Transcendence, so that's a big tool out of the way now. EMP could find that much more value for Jimmy. Lead taken for the Hangzhou Spark. Now 90% locked in. We're in final fight territory for both squads. Whoever wins this one is likely taking the round. And if it's going to be the Guangzhou Charge, he'll be taking the map. Counter EMP comes out. Choice A1 going to be the target. Pineapple gets on top of him, finds the kill. Jump away from Shy, stays safe, makes his way up onto the high ground. Overtime now forced out. Pulse bomb, self-destruct at the ready for the side of the Spark. Choice A1 getting ready to come back in with a pulse of his own. Piggy, however, going to be demeched. Self-destruct to try to clear out the point from Bernard. Makes his way back in. No, somehow hasn't pulled the trigger yet to go for the remech. Now does go for it. Piggy going to be taken down, but Teru does get lost at the same time. Guangzhou Charge, pulse bomb in. Bernard not going to be too nonplussed about that one. Kind of shrugs off the explosive damage. Gets hopped back up by Irony. Still is very much in the fight here. Occupying the point and keeping things contested for the Hangzhou Spark. But health bars are starting to go down. Pineapple himself hovering around half HP, but still manages to find the pickup on Desernius. Now Jimmy going to be taking that as well. Choice A1, all the weight being put on his shoulders. Pops the recall, doesn't go back up to full HP. Piggy rejoins, but his focus fired, pushed off the point, and the OT plummets down. Another fairly close round, 187%, but we're not done yet. Sanctuary is going to decide who wins the first map.
And one of the first plays we saw in this map, Seth, was also repeated by the Spark, should we say, right at the end there. Actually calling back Bernard and Piggy. The Divas playing defensively to protect against these Sombra dives has been fantastic in this map so far. Right at the end, right at the end there, Jimmy set up for the EMP. Irony, Teru, perfectly in the range, ready to take him down. Probably got away with at least one kill before translocating out, but Bernard comes flying back with the DM, soaks up a ton of damage, and at that point, your biggest initiation tool has just been mitigated entirely. Spark are then able to use that as a platform to build back, hold on to the point they already got, and deal with the charge as they keep flying in. Despite having fast remix from the self-destruct, Bernard even getting pulse bombed and able to sustain throughout it, Spark just refused to go down and drop bodies in that final fight, and they come up with the map win, and so they move on to the final round.
All right. Sanctuary to decide it all. See who starts off with a win. Just gotta love the back and forth play that we've seen from these teams. There's gonna be the manual break on the translocator, so Shy's position not necessarily revealed, but Choice A1. Let's get on top of Pineapple. Looks like the help of a hack was there from Jimmy, so while Shy was occupied, getting ready to try to backstab, he ends up losing his cohort in the damage roll. Hack now out onto Bernard, and his health bar just absolutely gets evaporated. They don't manage to finish off the pilot quite just yet, so he still is running around pistoling, trying to get himself back into that mech as quickly as he possibly can. 75, 80% now building up, and he should be able to do it safely. Guangzhou Charge, however, have managed to take advantage of this. They grab the point first and foremost, but for how long they're going to be in control, we'll have to just wait and see.
They hacked up far away, but actually put the damage onto Xerneas instead, seeing they can get a quick kill onto the robot with just the machine pistol. Xerneas gives him healing over. Oh, there's a nano boost given over. Piggy, he's accelerating, he's going for the back line.
He's trying to get in there. You can see Bernard trying to go for the covering fire, but not going to work out. They end up taking him down. Pineapple now as well. Going to be felled far away, finds that kill. Nice little plays off the back of just the nano. Now Jimmy finds Teru in the follow-up neutral fight. The ults getting very much racked up here for the side of the Guangzhou Charge. Hangzhou Spark not that far behind. They're about to have 5 of their own, but the tempo is being set by the Guangzhou Charge. Hangzhou, they need to offset them.
Just about to hit the 50% mark as well, so halfway for the map claimed already for Charge. So you can look for the rotation now. Shy's got the EMP, might not even need to use this one. A pick onto Jimmy might be enough to get a flip without burning any ultimates. This could be really lean for the Spark.
Yep, that's the kind of tempo shift that I was talking about. They find that pick, they still need to translate it into a little bit more. Now Xerneas does have that Transcendence online. So if he wants to use it here to try to bail out Piggy, who has been taken quite low. He goes up into the sky, has the D-Matrix up to block a lot of that incoming damage, but will get broken out. Has the self-destruct to rely on. And it looks like he has gotten cleared, makes his way back into the mech, gets the kill onto Pineapple as well, squashes him with the mech. It's been a damn long while since we've seen one of those happen, at least here in the APAC region, but there you have it. Nice little kill choice. They watch gonna just knock his head on the windowsill. Can't quite make it in, tries to go for the pulse bomb play. Instead now has the pulse bomb for the follow-up as the trend sentence has now expired. Wraps around the back, Bernard continuously getting bullied from all angles, and no one gets the touch. They are just completely shifted on, or funneled in on, just pulling back, retreating, trying to keep this back line alive. And because of that, they're not paying attention to the percentage, so the Guangzhou Charge kind of just steal this one away. First map is theirs. 1-0 start.
Right at the end there, you know, it was very unfortunate. You saw Pineapple going down to the redeploy of the mech. So close to taking Piggy down. I think we're talking, you know, sub 20 HP there. Few more sprays of the pistols might have got the kill, and that's why Pineapple was so willing to commit to that fight, get real close on top of Bernard, real close on top of Piggy, just to try and find that kill, even throwing the pulse bomb out in the end, but the remech animation comes in time. At that point, the damage transfers over to the mech rather than the pilot, and what you end up with is a squished Pineapple, and Piggy just gets to roam free on the Diva. 4v5 against the Spark. It just goes wrong for them, and Charge roll out with the first map of the series.
Well, there is our first map of Control done and dusted. Obviously, can still very much have a second map of it if we can go all the way to the very end and get a game 5. But for now, it is the Guangzhou Charge who start up 1-0. Eichenwalde is going to be coming up next. We'll see whether or not it's going to be a 2-0 lead for the Charge, or if the Hangzhou Spark will be able to equalize. We'll see that when we come back from the break, so don't go anywhere. evening, welcome back. We are just one map into our first series of the day, and it's going to be a long one because we've got 3 series for you here, but it is the battle of the Zhous, the showdown, whatever you want to call it, and Guangzhou Charge have drawn first blood. Busan goes their way. Now we go over to Eichenwalde for our hybrid map to see if the Hangzhou Spark can tie things up.
Yeah, really solid backline defense there. Pineapple and Shy have been well and truly muted in what was quite an oppressive tool for the Sparks. Kit yesterday against the Dynasty is not proving as effective against the Charge. I think that's mainly down to how flexible and how mobile a Diva can be to come back and DM. I wonder if that's the same story if either of these teams choose to divert their resources over to a Zarya instead. How reactive can the Zarya be in comparison to the Diva? Does that open up a window of opportunity for the Spark to get in there? Because I feel like the Diva presence with the DM has been the difference maker at shutting down a lot of these dives. That being said, all of it also comes to Shy getting picked off early before they can set up anything. So Shy can maybe work on the pathing, be a little bit sneakier, up the stealth skill if you will do. Could also prove some dividends for the Spark moving into the next map.
Yeah, spec a couple more points in, have some increased stealth rating so that you don't get spotted out as easily. We'll have to see if he's been able to do that. But yeah, jumping into Eichenwalde, we'll see if this can be the staging grounds here for the Hangzhou Spark to start coming back in. Because we've seen them struggle. That's for damn sure. They got the win yesterday. That was a decent look. They almost got reverse swept again, but they were able to avoid it against the top team in the region. And now, suffering a loss early, they're the ones who now need to fire back, try to get themselves into the driver's seat. There's no shot that we see the cattle come out. Bernard just messing around with us, gives a quick little speed boost with that rallying shout, commanding shout, I forget what it's called.
Shout.
It's all based on
shout.
It's all based on like warrior abilities in World of Warcraft. And they have so many shouts. I always mix them up. Also been playing so much World of Warcraft, so ability names are starting to blend together for me.
Are there any shouts that are damaging abilities? Can you like
give Rallying Cry?
Or, like,
Which
Rallying Cry damages enemies?
No. But
I just like the idea of you shouting and someone taking damage, you know?
Yeah, I mean you got Piercing Howl that slows down enemies.
Ooh, okay, that works.
It scares them enough to kind of stagger them, I suppose. All right, forward push there from Shy, spraying away. No stealthy antics off the rip. Now can go ahead and he's got his initial bits of damage in. Can play a little bit more cloak and dagger from here on out.
Yeah, and, well,
okay.
Definitely the way they caught Choi. I imagine that's a hack and Bernard going through with the rocket boosters, I think, to shut down Choi. Yeah, actually, what was Choi doing? Taro?
Yeah, you see where Bernard was at, but okay, Taro just going to get sniped by Faraway. So, quick trade back kill coming in. D-Matrix up from Piggy, keeps Faraway protected for now. Sleep Dart not quite going to connect. Nice turn from Bernard, just deny that one away, but already the Guangzhou Charge are occupying the point. They gain a tick for free. This is already fairly catastrophic from the side of the Guangzhou Charge, even if they can get the retake going. They're giving up a hell of a lot of percentage. The second tick will be coming through. Yeah, it seems like
no, get on point.
Okay, he's finally got a touchdown. He's got Pineapple there to back him up.
And he's gone again.
Out. He pushes forward, gets the rockets through, does find the elimination. Now Faraway also going to be taken out. So no supports here for the side of the Guangzhou Charge. So from here, Hangzhou should be able to win out the rest of the fight as Choi Se-Wan tries to exit, as does Piggy, but Mac likely to be lost, and there it is. Does lose it, so they will regain control, but they give up 88.5%. So Guangzhou Charge just going to go for a reset. Piggy's gone off the side of the map, and they're going to come back in and start from the second tick.
I'm not sure what's happening there with the Spark. They had bodies on point presence. It just needed someone to be able to expose themselves. I mean, Bernard was busy dealing with an oppressive Choi Se-Wan in the back. But he could have taken that fight over to the point, perhaps, and maybe stalled out the second tick of progress. I'm not sure how Teru also gets taken out by Faraway. It's not as if it's a quick snipe from a Widowmaker when the Ana burns you down. That's a dot over time, and it takes a couple of shots to do it. So, and there was no assist in there, so I don't know how Teru gets caught off guard by that one. Maybe just chancing to try and get the Daubs of Destruction in place and getting that extra damage to try and take Faraway out.
All right, well, there's the Pineapple that we know and love from yesterday. Get the full spot to start things off, but follow-up is in Choi Se-Wan. Finds Irony, and that's going to be the Nano Boost now out of the equation. Faraway about to have one of his own. Choi Se-Wan maybe overstepping a little bit more here. Has that Blink come off cooldown just the right moment. EMP going to be pulled, Taro taken down. It's going to be a big split in the spawns of these supports now. Self-destruct going to be thrown out. Looks for a pick. Bernard not going to find anything. Goes for the remech. Will be able to make it happen, as does Piggy playing here on the point. 99.1% now built up on the side of the Guangzhou charge. EMP used shy, instantly dealt with. Toisewan finds the kill. Irony rejoins, throws up the nano boost over to Bernard. Jason, they look at Piggy, they think him so damn low, but they're unable to find the kill. And here's something that we haven't seen in a very long time, is a nano boosted Sombra. Jimmy receives that for a little bit. Doesn't really lead to too much. Pulse bomb built up now from Pineapple, who's got the dueling Zenyatta's here on the point. Transcendence is rolling on either side. No one gonna get taken down in this action, but Pineapple gets dropped. Xerneas punishes him as he tries to go for the pulse stick. Gets the pick up kill. Toisewan right back into the action. Well protected through that sleep. The cleanup will come through. And yeah, Hangzhou Spark, despite the start, they do drain the clock down considerably. Now there's 3 minutes and 15 in the time bank for the Guangzhou charge as we go into the streets phase.
Yeah, you can't be losing those 1v1s, Seth. You can't be losing the Tracer versus Zenyatta duel like that. You need Pineapple to be able to take out Xerneas, not the other way around. The fact that it looked like a fairly independent and solo duel just makes it that much more drastic. That should have been Pineapple's kill to claim, and Xerneas off the field is going to remove that Orb of Discord, the healing element as well. It's a 5v4, and Spark were holding quite well until that moment, but I think they just got overrun by sheer numbers at the end there. Now they're moving on to point B. Lots of high ground to go, and Xerneas has just assassinated Teru.
Okay. Another great opening kill. Toisewan falling low, or Harmony goes out to him. Xerneas just keeping him in the fight. Bernard playing a bit further forward, does get hacked, takes a good chunk of damage, but will be safe for now. Heals coming across as Irony's just sat up on top of the ramparts, just pumping heals into him, trying to keep him sustained, but there's the pulse stick. Toisewan fights him. The Nano was using the dying breath to Bernard. Gonna be juiced up here, but Teru gets hacked. Jimmy finds that kill in the back line. That's the supports now taken away from the Hangzhou Spark. And the cart can get pushing if somebody occupies it. There you go. Piggy and Xerneas collapse.
It's a common problem between these teams, Seth. Common problem between these two teams. A lot of them are spending a little bit too much time off the objectives.
Yeah. Somebody's got to push at the end of it all.
Yeah.
I think get it moving now. Xerneas gets Teru again. He just catches him coming out of the castle, just spamming that angle. Pineapple once more, pulse bomb in hand. Can he get the better of Xerneas this time around? We'll have to just wait and see, because Xerneas right now is nanoed up, and he is just charging forward. Does have the Transcendence, going to try to tuck away. Does successfully avoid the explosive blast. The cart continues to get inched up, as Xerneas is just running it forward. Transcendence now in response to getting antied. Knew that the rest of the team, the DPS, were going to come encroaching on his position. Pineapple EMP'd, taken down. The hack comes in onto Shy, and they just spill forward onto the cart one after the other. Toisewan does get jumped on, takes a good chunk of damage here as Bernard was playing like a sneaky diva around the corner. Something we don't get to see too often, but it doesn't lead to a kill. And Guangzhou charge, I mean, they have a very speedy second phase of the map. Now they have 2.5 minutes to try to get to the end.
I don't know what has happened, Seth, but I think there's been a bit of corporate espionage in between this yesterday's match and today. Somehow the makers of Xerneas' software have found the exploits, the hacks that Teru was using yesterday, and updated them into their own code. Xerneas is an absolute monster today, finding these picks, winning duels against Pineapple and Teru. It's just keeping charge ahead in this map and just constantly giving them that early advantage before the fight even begins. This is Sojourn level of first pick impacts coming in right now from a Zenyatta.
Yeah, and look at the amount of space that's given up by the Hangzhou Spark. The cart is already routed into the final corner. Took less than a minute to get to this position. Granted, breaking through here to get to the end is the toughest part. But with how they're playing right now, it seems certainly very doable with time in the bank still. Hack onto Piggy, they push forward, Pulse Bomb goes out, that will bring him out of the mech, but he does manage to get the self-destruct, just pulls away. Wants to safely get back in, and he does. The punish, not going to be found, the Baby Diva not taken out. Toisewan continues to play around the flank, he's identified his targets. Tries to go in, avoids the sleep, takes a bit of damage. Bernard now going to be forced to the mech as well, sends out that self-destruct, but Bernard
doesn't remake.
Taken down, Xerneas again finds the kill. Falls low, EMP comes through, they cannot keep him alive. You're so damn close to having that Transcendence up as well. Piggy immediately wraps around, gets over to try to save Farway's life, but Farway says, I don't need saving, I'm here to kill people. Takes out Pineapple, now Transcendence is forced. Teru just has to pull back around the corner. Guangzhou charge still occupy forward space, and this should be Hangzhou. This should be their time to move up and actually contest over by the castle door.
Yeah, still winnable, but not in lockout territory. They've gone sub 1 minute, Seth, so it does mean that there's a little bit more flexibility for Spark on their offense right now. And here's the reset coming in. Anti onto Bernard. Jimmy's getting in position. Xerneas has that Transcendence, big tool for them. They might want to use it to save Piggy's mech.
Yep, they do.
There's the EMP as well in the back line.
Catches both the supports, and Taro already going to be taken out of the fight. Bernard chunked out, knocked down the mech. Pineapple taking a bit of damage as well. Needs this pulse bomb that he's about to have a huge amount of value, but Choice A1 with the help of Xerneas will just go ahead and strike him down. Xerneas will finally be felled, but I don't think there's much else that Shy can do here. The cleanup comes in, Taro with the swap onto the Lucio is just not elusive enough. And with 7.2 seconds remaining, the Guangzhou charge will make it to the end of Eichenwalde.
Point C was basically non-existent until the end there, Seth. There was no fight, no resistance at the beginning of the castle phase. Just able to be walked in there by the charge. Like you said, they gave Charge so much space to be able to get them to this home stretch, and they were able to find all these crevices and all these hallways to hide in and recuperate when things got a little bit too extreme. You know, Piggy got demech'd, and there's a lot of places to hide while you're waiting for the ability to get your mech back after the self-destruct where you're safe. You got supports hiding everywhere. Really forces Shy and Pineapple to take these weird angles, weird corridor chases to find these targets and isolate themselves from LOS of any of their own supports to do so. Really makes it difficult to find those picks.
It's really bizarre. It felt like Hangzhou Spark were holding it like a house swarming. It was like, oh, come on in, have some hors d'oeuvres. Like, you know, take a stroll around the place, see how you like it. Like, they just did not try to contest forward at all.
And then by the time they did, it was already too late. They were on their doorstep. They were basically waiting to look inside the master bedroom.
Yeah. Well, Guangzhou charge now going to be on the defense, and as long as they don't have as catastrophic of a beginning, should be all right. You can see the pings coming down. They know Shy, they know his route, where he likes to go. Up and over, across the rooftops. Try to get himself in behind.
If he messes it up like he did yesterday, he might find a free kill like he did yesterday. Let's see if he can get it right this time around. Pineapple obviously going for the quick Widowmaker scout. Can't find anything, so we'll move back over to the Tracer. Here's Shy again.
Trying for it. They're going to be very
first attempt.
Privy to this. Waits it out. There's a follow-up. The question is,
they know they're already shooting him.
Yeah. Okay, they spy check it. Jimmy in position. Piggy going to be taking a nap off screen. Does get antied. Seems like the pressure is not going to be enough to take him out of the mech. And well, Shy gets in behind.
I know where he is. Just got decloaked there. Keeping an eye on
out as his Pineapple. Take the mini pack away from him.
As well. Gonna control a lot of that space and make sure they're able to go. Choice A1. Oh. Been found by Burner.
Okay, but Shy's been found. He's sleeping, but the coverage is there. Bernard moves forward. Piggy now going to be taken out. And well, said as long as they don't have a catastrophic first hold, but this is exactly that. Choice A1 getting taken down, not being able to get the punish on the Shy. They break through with relative ease. Hangzhou Spark now going to have 5.5 minutes, just about in the time bank for the next stretch.
Big advantage for them coming into point B. They did not have to work as hard as the charge did on their offense. Despite giving up a lot of the map early, they did manage to burn a lot of that time back. So now, like I said, 5 minutes moving into point B. See if this section can be quite quick for them. They can carry a lot of that time back into point C. It bodes very well for the second innings and see if they can come out with the win here. But that's still a bit of a stretch. Whole 2/3 of this map to go still.
Plenty more to be done. It's a very solid start. Looks for the hack, actually backs away before it finishes. Pineapple moves forward, pulse bomb out, doesn't get anything, but Shy will find far away. So good pick off all the same. Pursues forward, trying to get Choice A1, takes him low, but cannot find that kill. Cart steadily advancing here for the side of the Hangzhou Spark. Now it's the Guangzhou charge who need to have that kind of, forward contest that we were talking about. Pulse bomb out, not going to get the kill. Irony still safe. Piggy, on the other hand, completely corralled into the corner and is very swiftly dealt with as he gets broken out of the mech.
Well, get someone on that payload, get it moving. There's no tank to challenge you from the charge. You can get some great mileage from this one. And there's an angle set up for Teru. He can just watch that corridor. That entry route now becomes a lethal passage. It's basically a no man's land for them. They have to keep finding different ways to get out. Teru, if he plays the long sight line, does get quite vulnerable to someone like Choice A1 getting behind him. They can find a route round.
EMP up onto the ramparts, solo onto Irony. They find the kill for it. Jimmy taking the health pack into the stealth now. So it's rotating back out. Pack into the back line. Just finds Bernard this time around, but they know the Teru is going to be damn low, but he doesn't confirm the kill. He backs away. Choice A1 goes in, tries to find it. Piggy backing him up, will be able to get that elimination. Choice A1 applies a little bit of pressure, tickling from above. And that has forced the Hangzhou Spark to go ahead and retreat.
Yeah, but they got to have a whole buffet of ultimates to use here on the next engagement.
Look at Jimmy. Jimmy's going to look for the spawn camp potentially. And he gets it.
No. Oh, Teru, that's sad. Do you know how oppressive this could be if Jimmy just waits here? Someone has to go back and answer it, because every time Jimmy should be able to win that 1v1. He has translocated out. Did get spy checked, so we can't see that use this tactic.
See Shy backing away from the 1v1. He knows what Xerneas has been doing this whole game. He's like, I'm not going to try my luck. 5 ults to 4 right now as Jimmy tries to get that next EMP up and ready to go. Time has been bought.
Jimmy's found someone.
About to be 3 minutes burned off the time bank here.
There's a 2v1 in the basement.
They're not spy checking though.
Looking for pineapple.
Shy just rotating around. Okay, well, Choice A1 can just do that, I suppose. Now they find Shy's position. Troy down low, gets finished off. Piggy chases in to try to find the elimination to counteract it. Can't quite make it happen. Now he's going to be isolated over by the cart. Jimmy getting ready to join back in. So damn close actually to having this EMP, so we're going to have a full-on 5v5 ults, but Xerneas just snipes another across the way, denies the EMP as well, gets into the Transcendence. What a reaction!
Unbelievable stuff from Xerneas here. Just the clutch factor from this lad today has been insane. Look, Spark's setting things up, getting ready to go. Xerneas comes in clutch. Yeah, now Shy's dead again.
Oh, this is just...
It's like poetry at rhymes.
Yeah, it's just gorgeous to watch. And I gotta say, you know what? I'm gonna do that hipster thing. I was a fan of Xerneas forever ago when he was Yveltal. I've been saying that, you know, I was one of the only people who voted for Yveltal as a role star all the way back in 2019 because I was like, this guy is incredible. And he
the stack on the burner
now
as
he's
well.
playing Zenyatta, and he is just pounding. I love this guy.
Yeah, dude, Seth, like, I'm looking forward to, when we cut back to camera, seeing the beard grow out, a little bit of a top knot come in. You got maybe like a decaf decaf coffee with some alternative sourced milk. Like, it's all coming up for you. I can just feel the hipster emanating from you. There's the EMP, Terror's on the mark.
And it's just beautifully executed. Hangzhou Spark, they're losing the plot. They're not covering this backline at all. They have to know that Jimmy has his EMP. He has already spawn camped them once before. They have to expect it again.
He's getting in position to do it once more. Look at the spy checking. Bernard looking on the all-axis just to try and find out where he's hiding and stop that spawn camp from coming in. 45 seconds remaining. We're getting down to the last hurdle for Spark to get point B capped and get a time bank extension.
Absolutely incredible. It certainly is still possible for them to be able to finish this map. Granted, you know, in overtime, but not the worst thing given that it's only 7.2 seconds in the time bank for the Guangzhou charge. So we'll be pretty close together, but they still need to make it there. There's a push forward. Nano boost out to Bernard. Xerneas under a bit of fire, gets hacked, reads that Pineapple is around the flank, goes for the kill, and it gets him again! He is reading it perfectly! And now he's nearly got another Transcendence ready to go. He needs to pump out damage. Terror going to beat him to the punch there. Self-destruct comes in. Choice A1 finds Irony. Gets the kill. Bernard going to be something for a brief little moment. Now the Transcendence is built up. Xerneas keeps everybody alive. Terror is only able to find one. The EMP comes across and catches the 4 remaining members.
Oh no, he's off the map!
He's going to be knocked off the side of the map. And suddenly, they actually managed to make this one work. Recall comes in. Jimmy manages to go for the contest, and somehow the rug has been pulled out from beneath the Guangzhou charge. It seemed like the fight should have been theirs. It seemed like that should have been them holding successfully in front of B. But the EMP, it buys enough space. The self-destruct gets the kill, sends Piggy off the side of the map so he cannot recontest.
That might have been a different story if Piggy was just orientated slightly differently. If he lands, gets the bunny blaster, it's just extra damage on the map instead of instant deletion for them. It's an unfortunate angle to take. Definitely wouldn't have been a guaranteed save, but certainly would have helped the charge hold on to point B. 1 minute left in the time bank. Like we said, the lockout is not there because they have a sub 1 minute time bank themselves when they went on the offense. They're just playing to stop a second innings at this point, and it's more than possible for them with 40 seconds remaining.
Good dash away. Choice A1 avoids the hack. Pineapple has the pulse. Dash around the flank. See the D-Matrix tracking them from Piggy. Just perfect to keep Choice A1 protected. Jimmy going to make his exit. EMP is at the ready, though. The Nano Boost nearly there as well from far away, so if Piggy gets into a bad spot, they have that as a bailout.
Piggy with the charge gate on the stairs. They're not allowing them up there at the moment. They're stopping the free territory to give it over. 20
It
seconds
doesn't find the
remaining.
hit. Yeah, they're running out of time. Jimmy waiting, ready to strike. Goes back into stealth. Looks to try to get across the opposite side, but does get spy checked, dragged out. Seems like he's more than happy to play this position. Running now down into overtime. The cart still not making it around this final corner. Pressure being applied. They're looking for choice they want. They force it. They make him reroute. The EMP now going to be used. Goes straight in only for Bernard, however. So overall, not going to find that much impact. Piggy instead now going to be broken out of the mech shine. Managing to find that one. Nana boost on the choice they want. Maybe even finished off. So far the only casualty in the fight. Bernard going to be boosted up. The cart advancing forward. They need Piggy to respawn. They need him to get back into this. Somebody needs a touch. 1.75 meters left to go. They move away from it to get back on once more.
Jimmy Widow
swaps over to the Widowmaker. He's whipping the shots and they get pushed away. Choice they want needed to be. Oh wait, no. What? What? No, C9! They C9'd it! How? Trid?
I don't know. Like both of us had the same reaction. We're just like, charge didn't touch. That's Spark. Spark forcing out another round.
Guangzhou handed this to them on a silver platter. Jimmy swapped to the Widowmaker. He's whipping shots. Choice they wants recalled off the cart. All they had to do was stay on it. I'm going to need to see the replay. I'm going to need to see a replay. As soon as we come back to the break, I need to see a replay as to what in the hell just transpired. Because I said, oh no. Guangzhou charged. They stepped away. They didn't keep it contested. It is what it is. Now we go to extra innings. And then I see Guangzhou charge, victory, pop up on my screen. What in the hell just happened?
We will try and get confirmation, Seth, as we head to the break.
You know, I can't imagine how Hangzhou's feeling right now, but me, as a third party, non-biased, I'm kind of tilted. I need to cool off. We're going to go to a break so I can take a breather, do a couple laps around my apartment, get ready for what could be the final map. I mean, you kind of mentioned it, that it could be a 3-0. And after that one, how do you mentally recover? Because, yeah, Hangzhou Spark, they avoided getting reverse swept just yesterday, but it wasn't off the back of just a Giga C9. So I don't know what's going to happen, but we're going to go to a quick little break. And when we come back, it's going to be Junkertown to see if the Hangzhou Spark can hold into this. And welcome back. Let's take a closer look. Let's put our forensic goggles on and see just what the hell happened. Yep, there it is. There it is. So, you know,
getting multiple angles.
He was whipping his shots. He wasn't hitting Teru, but the Widowmaker baited him off the cart. They said, "Oh, we gotta kill Jimmy, guys!" And they sent multiple people to try to get it done. He grapples to the side, and Jimmy successfully took them on a merry chase away from the cart, resulting in a map loss. That's right, we've got it from every angle, slowed down for you all to see it in its just despicable form.
I cannot believe that Jimmy is still a huge impact player without landing a single shot.
Yep.
That's the takeaway there. They were like, oh no, he's on Widowmaker. We know how this goes, guys. Misses every shot. Drags the Diva and the Tracer up towards him. It's
This was not the Bren highlight headshot after headshot after headshot. This was the whiff after they won. And I mean, you could just see that they are absolutely elated by it. It took them a minute, I think, to really register what was happening as well. But yeah, it seems like the Guangzhou Charge, rightfully so, are in high spirits. Hangzhou Spark now, redeem yourselves. Make up for the mistakes of that last map and start pulling off a reverse sweep. Junkertown needs to be the staging ground for it, so we'll see if they can get on their merry waves with this one, or if it's going to be... Honestly, I think this would be the only 3-0 win for the Guangzhou Charge, except maybe one versus the Valiant. I don't really know. I don't have their records in front of me, but that just seems correct in my brain. Either way, it would definitely be the most recent win that would be clean, so we'll see if they can make it happen.
Look, Seth, I mean, in the break, we were having a conversation about, even as a third party, how tilted and a little bit mentally boomed we are via proxy. There's a steep valley of mental that the Spark are going to have to pull themselves out of moving into this third map, because if we felt it, you can bet everything that they felt that one. They're going to go onto the defense first, though, running out with the consistent composition they've had the entire series. I think Jimmy's going to be cheeky on that Widowmaker to begin with. But yeah, as they're highlighting there, we'll probably play the Sombra for the remainder of the map. At the top of the series, Seth, I highlighted that it was Shy and Pineapple's Sombra Tracer duo that was going to be really impressive against the Charge. Well, Xerneas and Faraway have had no issues resisting them right now, and Jimmy and Choice1 seem to be the dominant dive duo.
Oh, man.
This is what I said. Faraway lands the sleep on Shy, calls in Choi for the reinforcements, and just demolishes him. This backline of Charge is having a standout performance today.
Production, do we have to play out the rest of this map? Can we just end? No? Okay. All right, we have to.
Okay, so we have to watch the rest of this, apparently. So already, great pick. Shy shut down. Jimmy doesn't get a lead off of this, so Shy's right back into the action and is building up towards that EMP. He's fortunate for him. It's the one solid takeaway, the silver lining that can be found. And the cart is just now getting ready to move out of the choke, and they actually have to let it drift forward. So now it's out into the open. Bonus on Charge. Now to go ahead and continue this push. Xerneas safely just firing off here from the back line. Gets a couple straight connections in. Helps Chunk Irony down to about half HP. Now the anti-nade lanes onto him. Teru under fire. Choice1. He gets down and dirty. Finds the kill. Nice there from Bernard. Try to alleviate some of the pressure. But ultimately the supports are gone and A will be capped.
Choi and Jimmy every time finding Irony and Teru in these fights. Both of them go down hand in hand. They give themselves a little fist bump as they walk away and go, job well done, fellas. Even with Bernard eating up the pulse bomb, still gets the job done, clears them out, moves on to point B, record pace. They got 5 minutes in the time bank. This is oppressive from the Charge, and it shows no signs of stopping.
No, it does not. 4 minutes, 40 seconds for the second stretch here. Dash forward, looks for the stick, just narrowly misses far away. Explosion even gets some damage in, takes him down below half, but it's not enough for the execution. Teru is just, I mean, Xerneas is just taking him to school.
These volleys, charging up the right clicks, getting the nail down to them. Find these little like angles, you can just see peeking Bernard. It's not going to chance it. Look how much time it's buying, though. Bernard has to find an alternative route, and they're already knocking on the door of point C.
Yep. It's been, what, 40 seconds? And they're already at this point. Push up to the top, forces Shy to translocate away. EMP is held, but Jimmy's going to use his first. Gets into the back line. Needs a follow-up, however. It's actually going to be Bernard coming to the rescue. Keeps Teru alive. Helps him get that kill. Still is being harassed a bit here. As he tries to poke and prod his way out. Shy again getting chunks. He's going to have to get some healing before he can go for his own EMP play. It seems like Guangzhou Charge more than happy to wait this out, wait for the full 5 to rejoin.
They got the luxury of a time bank, Seth. They're able to burn and play around with as much as they can. EMP goes in, they trade out.
They do. It's going to be a support for it. Yes, this time Xerneas not able to be fast enough on the trigger to go ahead and pop that Transcendence to keep himself alive. Enjoys A1. Manages to find Irony. Throwing in that pulse bomb. Bernard going to be taken out. Self-destruct. Not going to be able to find any eliminations either. So in the end, it's widely a trade up here with the side of the Guangzhou Charge. They still need to get this card across the line. Transcendence in response. Teru moves forward, but he doesn't get there in time. He doesn't give it contested. 4.5 minutes now in the time bank as they get the cap on B. I'm losing my mind.
Oh, I took psychic damage from that, Seth. I took psychic damage. He used the Transcendence to stay alive, try and keep the contest alive, but he doesn't even touch the point. That ultimate thrown to the wind. Because it did not even do the very thing it was designed to do. 4 minutes 14 as we move into the final section of this map. Spark are in disarray right now. There are a few moments of brilliance where they can find the occasional pick, but wholesale this team is struggling right now.
It's just, I don't know what it is, but today, staying on the point, touching it, it's just been a difficult test for the Hangzhou Spark. I mean, we saw it happen on Sanctuary. They weren't able to get the touch there to keep things contested. They're just getting out-pressured and clearly getting frazzled right now by the Guangzhou Charge.
But this is the most APAC thing ever, Seth.
Aggressive play. Xerneas will finally get taken down. Pineapple able to find that pick. Shy going to be taking a nap, but it seems like he's playing in distance and does get woken up and is able to translocate out. Far away as well, now falling, so that's going to be a nice little stagger, separating the support, split spotting them a bit. The Guangzhou Charge do have to go for a full reset, so for the very first time it would seem in this map, if not for this series, Hangzhou Spark are very firmly in control and they have this card unlocked.
Yeah, they found the brake pedal on the car and they finally slammed it shut, and now the payload's going to be stopping for a moment. But as I was about to say, Seth, this would be the most APAC thing ever. Spark come off of one of the most ridiculous upsets so far, taking out the Seoul Dynasty, and then they just get themselves deleted by the Charge.
I said that I would bring this up again if it looked like it was going to happen, and here we are, Trid. We were talking about this well before the matches even began. I said it would be a very Hangzhou thing to beat the Dynasty yesterday and then lose the Guangzhou Charge here today. And right now, it's looking like it's going to happen.
But hang on a minute, what is more like APAC though, for them to go down 2 maps and then reverse sweep in a 5-map series? Teru finally has woken up and is actually starting to get the better of Xerneas in a couple of these trades, so tides have been starting to turn slightly at the end of Junkertown.
Teru getting pinched here. Jimmy applying pressure from behind, but Bionave is in from Irony. He's able to keep him sustained. Again, forced reset for the Guangzhou Charge. Ults racking up on both sides, but Hangzhou Spark closer to 5. Guangzhou about to have 3. They can still find an advantage if they get a good EMP through, and I think Jimmy, no, he actually didn't know to Shy. Hack comes across on the Piggy. They apply a bit of pressure to him, but the heals come in. EMP out into the back line. Irony gonna fall. Piggy able to get on top of Terror, then find the supports. That's the space that they've been needing. Nano out on Xerneas to make sure that he stays alive, and now Bernard gonna be broken out of the mech. He doesn't commit the self-destruct to the fight. Card again gonna be advancing forward. As the cleanup continues to be found, Pineapple cannot die here. Any additional staggers would just be catastrophic for the Hangzhou Spark.
At what point, Seth, is the Nano Xerneas not a defensive tool, but actually your most viable option for damage dealing? Like, at what point are you stop using it to save Xerneas, but more so empower Xerneas to deal more damage? Because I feel like he has got to have Nano Prio this entire series from far away, and it's not always been to save him.
God, could you imagine if we still had, you know, 6 characters, 6 players in a lobby, you'd have 3 supports, get the Kiriko ult in there with Xerneas nanoed up. Sounds nasty.
Nightmare.
Maybe gonna be hacked though. It's quite a bit of damage. Slept knocked out of the mech. 56 seconds remaining. Piggy going down means that they have to reset right now. Xerneas, if you're going to die, you need to die now. Grabs the health pack, actually extend for a little bit longer. But final fight, Hangzhou Spark definitely in a position where they can get this hold to happen. 4 ults ready to go. Jimmy, now dead. That's a huge dagger.
Yeah, 35 seconds left in the clock. Jimmy can move around quite quickly with the translocator, stealth into the back line. Not close to that EMP just yet, but probably build this in this fight. Spark have so many tools to deflect this offense from charge. It's not looking good for a charge completion unless Xerneas does that!
Oh, and they're going to get both of them. Shy slipped. They get the setup. They find both of the damage dealers right off the rip. Bernard now going to be hacked to push forward.
It's over.
Taro has to use the Transcendence. He keeps himself alive. Mitigates the pulse. Bernard now dropping down, playing alone. Irony trying to match. They drop into their demise. Taro
found him.
Taken out. The Nano is rolling. Irony able to find one. Faraway now dead. Xerneas, the lone support, trying to keep them in this fight. Pulse bomb from Pineapple doesn't
They
get
don't touch
anything,
again!
but they don't touch again!
How many times? How many times, Seth?
I'm just gonna curl up into a ball. I'm in the fetal position. I'm gonna be crying, taking a cold shower later tonight like I'm Ace Ventura.
Oh my god, I cannot believe it. We were talking about how difficult that final fight was going to be for the charge to go. Look at the chat. Oh my god, the players are acknowledging it.
Yeah, Taro too. They're self-aware.
They know. I don't know if that appeared on the broadcast, but in all chat, you just see C9, 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 C9 from Charge, and then Teru drops in a C9 festival. They're aware of what's going on right now. But as I was saying, Seth, it's like we were talking about how difficult that fight could have been for the Charge based on ultimate economy alone. And Xerneas comes out here, takes Pineapple off the field. Moments later, Shy gets slept and deleted as well. Both damage dealers off the map before the fight even begins. Once again, the back line setting all of that up for the charge. It was the sleep dart from far away that knocked Shy on his back. It's Xerneas' right click that's demolishing Pineapple. Look, player of the match has pretty much already been secured by Xerneas. Like, the eye test just tells you that. But Faraway has been playing amazing as well.
Oh, yeah. I mean, everybody right now on charge is just... They're just diffing them in pretty much every regard.
See how they go. They did manage to expend all the time bank, though, so we're not playing with anything in the second innings. It's on Spark to finish the map and see if they can have another attempt at this and kickstart their path back into this series.
Gotta imagine the Fusion right now watching this one have their feet kicked up on the desk saying, yep, it doesn't really matter what we do after, in our series tonight after this.
Sigh of relief from Fusion camp.
I mean, Hangzhou getting crushed is just the best thing that could possibly happen for the Fusion. Shy taking a second attempt, gets himself into the back line. Bernard hacked. One puts a decent amount of damage down onto him. Piggy, in the meantime, very much safe. Charge up, looking for the track. Not going to find anything this time around. Okay, but Teru, able to strike. Finds Choice A1. Nice early punish. We have seen things spiral a bit for Guangzhou when Choice A1's the first one to fall. Piggy slept for a brief little moment there, but woken up, is still safe. Far away protected. This has bought the Hangzhou Spark a considerable amount of space now in front of Point A.
Basically Point A. Basically have Point A in the bag right now. Going to need a big emergence from the charge to get onto the payload. Piggy's the first one to touch. You've got supports on the high ground, already spotted out there by Pineapple, just protecting and guarding that route of entry, but Shy's found a way in. Shy's now up there with the support line, and Pineapple's right down the corner with a pulse bomb.
Bernard looking out of the back, push forward, there's going to be the stick, and does get Xerneas for his troubles. He was 11% away from having that Transcendence online, so does get taken down. Bernard still in his pilot form, is trying to pistol his way back in. You can see them pushing forward, they get that elimination to the end, but now Faraway going to be traded out. EMP strikes from Jimmy, they find Taro. Irony, sliver of HP gets finished off. And it seems like despite the fact that things were looking good for the side of the Hangzhou Spark, yeah, they will be able to hold this because there's just not really anything that Pineapple can do versus Piggy right now. Xerneas re-arrives. They get the kill on the Shy. Piggy, he still holds on to the max. Transcendence now. Oh my god. Xerneas just committing it. Says, yeah, I think we can get this full hold. Goes ahead, pops the ultimate. And they're in it for the long haul.
They do need to be conscious of the overhaul, though. Teru's about to get that Transcendence online. They're not going to be able to match that healing in any regard in that next skirmish. 1 minute 20 left on the clock. Pineapple has a pulse bomb. There's also the EMP from Shy. Spark have a lot of tools to be able to break this set. We just need some clutch factor from the back line. Bomb over the
where are you
top, there's no
gonna go?
cover. Force the transcendence early, and Irony still goes down!
Irony, yeah, nothing to do to try to save him there. Far away under a good amount of pressure. Throws out the bio nade, throws out a sleep. Does live for a little bit longer. But ultimately, it's the nano that he offers up here to Piggy.
Oh, he doesn't have the
His dying
remake!
breath. Remech denied. Piggy finds the kill. Jimmy re-arrives. Shy trying to skirmish here on the cart, but has to translocate away. Now, it's just 50 seconds remaining. Time bought. Far away going to be allowed to rejoin in with the rest of the squad. Choice A1, Pineapple, in all likelihood have to be the difference makers here for either side with these pulses, but Jimmy as well in an extended fight will be able to get this EMP.
I can't believe it. Piggy opens that up with the Cristiano Ronaldo chip over the top, straight over the head, in the goal, finding a kill, forcing the transcendence, kicks the fight off in the best fashion. Stick comes in!
Irony is just getting bullied out of
20
existence.
seconds!
Choice A1 finds Teru. Bernard demeched with 18 seconds remaining. Shy now dealt with. Choice A1 comes up with 3 in the fight. The Baby Diva's up onto the high ground, and they are bullying the ever-loving hell out of Bernard. He's got the remake available. Xerneas finishes him off. And that should just be it. Pineapple, where you at? Do we see a touch? He does manage to get the contest in time to force out OT, but the EMP strikes into the back line. Teru is dead. The OT bleeds away. It is a full hold to go ahead and round out the series. Guangzhou Charge playing the cleanest match that we have seen from them in not just this season, but I'd say in years. This was a one-sided affair, a 3-0 as they take down the Hangzhou Spark, a team that just yesterday denied a reverse sweep away from the Seoul Dynasty.
Look, Seth, this is APAC hours. We talked about this while me and you were getting ready. It's just like, it could be a 15-map day. I don't know about that one. APAC's pretty wild. I think if we think it's going to be 5 maps, it's probably going to be 3. To be honest, when I fought the 3-0, I had that with the Spark in mind taking this series, not them getting absolutely bodied by the Charge. Good Lord. Like you said, Seth, this is one of the best performances we've seen out of them in a very long time.
It was just impeccable. They had every single read on what the Spark was going to do, except for one Spark C9, because I don't think anybody saw those ones coming.
No.
But, you know, even as far as just the strategy is concerned, they had the read. They knew what Shy's pathing was going to be like. They spy checked him while he was trying to jump over the top of the building on Eichenwalde. It was just perfectly played from the Charge. And one of the guys, of course, I mean, he was a standout. Yesterday, he was a standout again today, is Xerneas. Because, good God, he continues to look incredible. And sometimes I have to question, why did Chengdu ever let this guy go? He's our player of the match, by the way.
I don't know. Yeah, 100%, without a doubt. Like, there was no doubt that this is going to be going. The only thing I'm doubting, though, Steph, is we're probably going to have someone check his PC after the game just to make sure, because this was not natural. What he was getting away with this series. Winning duels against Pineapple in neutral 1v1s without supports or assists coming in, constantly beating the hell out of him, and finding these ridiculous headshots with the volleys. Look at this! Teru just doesn't know what hit him.
There's multiple times.
Ragdolled over the bridge. Yeah, not only to Teru, he did it to Irony, he kept hitting Choi. Ugh. And then this time, clutch moment with the Transcendence comes in just in time as well, saves the rest of his team, sustaining Piggy at the end to keep the contest alive on point A, helping with the assassination onto the Tracer of Pineapple, then pops the healing to keep the mech up. Yeah, like you said, just unreal talent, and Seth, you can be a hipster all you want about praising Xerneas ahead of everyone else's time, but yeah, you know, everyone's a Xerneas fan today.
Certainly are. I mean, half of his eliminations, he got final blows. That is the Zenyatta. This was incredible from him. So, very well-deserved player of the match for Xerneas, and I just can't wait to keep watching him, you know, perform like this, because he's just incredible. He's improved on his Lucio skill. His Zenyatta is through the roof right now. You know, if only we could get another Mercy meta back just so we could see him, you know, go back to playing that, because he was and probably still is the best in the world when it comes down to Mercy performances. So I would love to see even more of that, even if Mercy metas oftentimes can be a little bit more boring. But man, what a way to kick off the evening. I, you know, said maybe it's going to be 15 maps, going to be a pretty long evening, but that series took just a little over an hour to get through as we get delivered a very unexpected 3-0. but we're just getting started. We're going to have a game break after we go to a quick little break here, run some ads. We'll come back, we'll chat a little bit more about this, and then get geared up for our second series of the evening, which is going to be the Valiant going up against the Shanghai Dragons. We'll see what happens when we come back. We'll chat. So yeah, don't go anywhere. See you guys in a bit.
The Overwatch League is brought to you by Upper Deck, the official trading card of the Overwatch League. And by TeamSpeak, the official voice supplier of the Overwatch League.
Welcome back. It's time for our game break. We just had a very weird and very entertaining series at the end of it all. You know, everything that happened, can't help but walk away and be like, well, that was definitely fun to watch, even if it was a lot of mold involved. But if you just tuned in, Guangzhou Charge, yes, they just 3-0'd the Hangzhou Spark. So, I mean, they bested them the last time that they faced off against each other. Granted, that was a 3-1. This time, they do it even more cleanly. So they are the better of the Zhous. They are the above-average Zhou. Hangzhou Spark now, with that loss, have to go through the play-ins in order to make it to the play-offs, which means the Fusion have clinched that third-place position. So congrats to them. And now they can just be big chillin' there in their series, which is going to be coming up after our next one. But, yeah, I don't know. What did your takeaway from this series here, Trid? Anything stand out to you?
I mean, we've already highlighted player of the match, Xerneas. This was not the only support member that I actually feel needs praise. Faraway and Xerneas were doing fantastically at deflecting the aggression from Shy and Pineapple. Also, want to give a shout out to Piggy. Piggy being a later addition to the team who has had serious impact. You can see that impact today. One of the reasons why Xerneas and Faraway were able to shut down Shy and Pineapple so easily is Piggy was there on the Diva with the DM nearly all the time. able to mitigate so much of that damage and make them share away. And even Xerneas and Faraway were able to take these relatively weird 1v1s against opponents like Pineapple, Shy, even Irony and Terror at times as well. So big day for the support lineup of the Charge. But I think you said it pretty well towards the end of the cast, Seth. It's just felt like an overall team diff. Like every position, every role that was fulfilled by both of these teams had a little something extra behind it for the Charge. They were just outpacing everyone. I think for the Spark itself, the moments they look best is when Teru was able to get online and find some picks perhaps. Pineapple and Shy still had a little bit of coordination, but the biggest letdown for the Spark today, Seth, was that they failed the touch point challenge. Now I know there's the brackets very hard against that challenge, but they really failed it today. Multiple times where we had one of the most egregious C9s, points on control being left up for grabs, not touching points as well, even on Junkertown and contesting. You had that huge whiff from Terror at the end of point B on Junkertown, where they popped the Transcendence, and really the only reason you would do that is to keep the point alive. They were the last man standing, and they were trying to buy time, and they couldn't even find a way to touch, so it just ended up being a wasted ultimate and granting that extension to the Charge. It was a systemic problem with the Spark today that needs to be resolved, because they've got a bit of a journey ahead of them, because they're now going to have to go through play-ins.
Yeah, it's an unfortunate spot to be in here for the side of the Hangzhou Spark, but I don't know. Like, I don't have any excuses,
What do you say? What can you say? What can you say about it? It's just
there's not much to say. It's just, you know, they had their fate in their own hands. It looked like they were on the right track with besting the Dynasty yesterday, but it completely spiraled out of control. The Guangzhou Charge got the better of them. So very well deserved for Guangzhou. Now a back-to-back victories, so it's not something that we see from them very often whatsoever. But that's just the beginning. We are just a third of the way through this long evening. Coming up next, we will have the LA Valiant going up against the Shanghai Dragons. This one, again, even though the Valiant are mathematically eliminated, they're not really playing for much else other than pride. I could still see them putting up a strong fight against the Shanghai Dragons. So we'll have to see how well downloaded the meta is in Shanghai's, mainframe, their hard drive, whatever their collective hive mind is, and how they store it. And we'll have to see if the Valiant are going to be able to rally back and want to put on a strong showing and, show their fans who have been, standing by them for a very long time that it's unfortunate that we can't make it to the playoffs, we can't make it to the play-ins, but we're still here to compete. So we'll see what happens when we come back from the break. Don't go anywhere, guys. The action's going to continue in just a few.
There's just so much talent in the league. It is time to announce the Overwatch League MVP nominees.
Season 5 of the Overwatch League has brought with it a new era of Overwatch and a new wave of MVP candidates.
Ooh, no way does he win that! Are you serious? That's what you want to see!
Your 2022 Overwatch League MVP nominees are Lip from the Shanghai Dragons.
Oh, Lip! It's sweet music to our ears!
Hanbin from the Dallas Fuel.
Hanbin is a one-man army at the front!
Kai from the Atlanta Rain.
The hit scan legend, Killer AI, it's Mr. Kai.
Smurf from the Seoul Dynasty.
This is two-time champion Smurf.
Oh, that is disgusting. That's just so good.
Kevster from the Los Angeles Gladiators.
Oh my, that's perfect from Kevster.
Hardy from the London Spitfire.
What a slam! That's filthy. That's Hardy for you.
Zest from the Philadelphia Fusion.
Zest is Hunty.
No one can stop Zest. He's a burglar.
Proper from the San Francisco Shock.
Proper has arrived.
It could be one of the greatest rookie performances we've ever seen.
Prophet from the Seoul Dynasty.
And who's going to carry Hardy? It's going to be Prophet. What can you do when Prophet is this good?
And Shu from the Los Angeles Gladiators.
Shu making a name for himself. How does he keep doing this?
The winner will be determined by you, along with Overwatch League casters, teams, and the media. Use the hashtag OWLMVP on Twitter and tag your favorite player by their Twitter handle or in-game tag. You can also cast your vote by going to overwatchleague.com/MVP.
What is happening?
Oh!
Somebody stop him!
Who will be your Overwatch League 5th season MVP? Help decide and cast your vote today. Voting ends October 10th.
to go into our second series of the evening, and this is going to be the LA Valiant going up against the Shanghai Dragons. We just had a pretty wacky, wild, and very confusing series happen between the Zhous, where Guangzhou was able to walk away victorious, but something tells me that we're going to get a little bit more grounded coming into this set.
I would hope so as well, Seth, and I think what we should do is collectively we should erase that last match from our collective consciousness. I think that's dealt enough damage to society as already. It is unfortunately our encore match as well, so the North American audience tuning in to watch NA later will have to sit through that if they're watching for drops as well, so have fun with that. I'm sure you'll enjoy it as much as we did, but let's focus on something that you said it could be a little bit more grounded. This could be a little bit more wacky for me, because I feel like LA Valiant, you're right, Seth, they're out of contention. They can't really get into the play-ins. The season's effectively over. They're playing for pride. They're a bit of a silly team right now. They can have the occasional upset here and there. Shanghai Dragons looking a little bit better now, but Countdown Cup has not been their stage whatsoever, so this could almost be as wild as the first match, I feel. Almost.
I mean, it definitely has that potential. We have seen the Shanghai Dragons flounder a bit as of late, but we'll have to wait and see, especially, who they're going to be running. Something tells me that we could take a very well-estimated guess as to what that's going to look like, but first we'll start with the starters on the side of the Valiant and see who they've got for us. And there's not really going to be too many surprises. Marvel's going to be starting in the tank position. We've got Eichenwalde and Becky here for DPS, and then Langsa and Molly. This whole team, overall, as of late, has been looking great. Despite the loss, despite not being able to make it into the play-ins, overall, this team has had a major resurgence, and they have, put some respect back on the Valiant name.
Yeah, building up the confidence in the roster. Taezonde, he was always happy regardless of how the Valiant performed, but he's particularly happy even now. You got to think about yesterday's scoreline. It was quite close between the Charge, even though they finished out 3-1, and we just saw how dominant they can be. I feel like they upgraded in between days, but Valiant being able to hold their own to that degree gives me a little bit of confidence they can at least make this competitive today, Seth. Marvel and Becky in particular have been quite interesting for this roster. They've been pretty well rounded. Let's take a look at the Shanghai Dragons though, because I feel like they have a lot more options they could play. Does not surprise me that Void is in the roster. Diva's been quite a strong pick, and Void loves to play that hero.
Yeah, I mean, we've seen them it's at times shoehorning the Diva in when it's not really finding much value, but as of late, the last couple times that we saw it pop up, it was looking a bit better, and overall the Dragons were looking a hell of a lot stronger. Flooded was starting to find his form again, was finding impact on Tracer, something that had not been happening for the several series previously. So it's good to see that the Dragons have, at least for a single outing, looked a lot more like their former selves, the team that we know and love, the world beaters, the champions of the Overwatch League. Whether or not they could do that today versus the Valiant, who are going to be playing like people who have nothing to lose because they don't. We'll have to just wait and see.
It's the most dangerous position they can be in, but let's take a look at the map set for this series. I can already hear the music playing through. I know exactly where we're going, Seth. Looks like the first map for today is going to be Busan once again. We've got Kings Road, Dorado, Coliseum, and Lijiang on the table if we make it that far.
I'll have to just wait and see. Things got cut shy a little bit more than I would have anticipated.
Well, Shy got cut down quite a lot.
Yeah, I was thinking about doubling back and acknowledging the joke, but I was like, they've suffered enough, but you just went right in there to twist the knife.
Yeah, why not? It's open to do it. First round looks like, Seth, we are going to be kicking things off on Sanctuary.
It's a bit of a change.
We're going to launch him off. Yeah, usually it's Mecha Base. Don't know why. It always feels like it's Mecha Base or Downtown. Never Sanctuary to kick things off.
Well, here we go. Gate's going to be opening up. Looks like we will have the TP forward from Fleta. Swaps now over to the Tracer. So we'll just be not quite mirrored compositions, actually. Langsa comes out here with the Lucio, Marvel on the Winston. Void, of course, going to be sticking to the Diva. So Shanghai showing us, some more of what we have been seeing from them. Valiant not really looking to match. Dive in.
And there's a Goomba Stomp.
Yep. Well, that's a good way to start if you're a Valiant fan. Hack now out of the Void. The jump forward once more. Void instantly taken out of the back. And right now, Valiant looking great. Playing off each other incredibly well.
Yeah, great shutdowns there onto Void and Lip. Guarantees him the first point, basically. Good pushback there. Just to try and keep him out of that one. keep him away, create some distance into space. The test the cannon isn't as effective, and you got time to get away. Point Cat went over to Valiant. They can now hold on to this. Becky climbing ahead in ult charge, as is Molly. I suspect that Nano Winston to be an oppressive tool in Valiant's toolkit today.
Okay, hack on a Marvel. Trying to give him some similar treatment, but he manages to leap away, gets the bubble up, still is being harassed, however, Lip able to pursue forward.
Big.
Gets that kill, now Fleta finds Molly in the back line as well. The cleanup coming through, so a bit of a rocky start for them, but the Shanghai Dragons will be able to wrest control away from the Valiant. 31% set up here for LA. Shanghai now in control of the point.
Without having the insight, Seth, I'm not going to give it that they planned that, so I'm going to go with convenience instead. The translocator location was exactly where Marvel was retreating to after they got bursted down and hacked. So Marvel going to safety, thinking he was safe, the translocation from Lip comes out, and Lip is right on top of a critical health Marvel to spray him down. There was no escape for the Winston there. And so Lip converts the kill and makes it a 5v4.
Well, it's very well piloted from the Shanghai Dragons, finding some stability, now taking the lead. EMP out first from Lip. They instantly get on top of Molly, find that kill. Marvel as well going down. Langs are going to be the one surviving through the EMP, at least for now. But going a bit on the hunt, but likely doesn't want to go deep enough. Potentially get punished. They have eyes on Lucio though, through the wall, given the hack. For now, just continue to play forward. Fleta waiting for an opportunity to go try to invest this pulse bomb.
Constantly Lip deep behind territory, but it's actually Easy Khan's EMP that lands first. Doesn't convert the kill, but Lengsa does.
Yeah, Izayaki just meant to stay alive, up the Transcendence, and the pulse bomb goes in to try to break Void out of the mag. Not enough damage though, and now he's got that self-destruct should he have it broken in the end. Lengsa going to be traded out. Marvel, nanoed up for another target, holds on to the Primal in case he needs it here. And Void can't make his way back onto the point in time to keep this in contested, so the flip will be there. Valiant back in control. Just halfway now tying up against the Shanghai Dragons. They need to hold this for a while.
And importantly enough, Shanghai Dragons realized that, yeah, there wasn't really a chance to hold there. Void had the option of using the self-destruct to remech quickly, but unfortunately, like I said, he realized that it's already pretty much would be wasted if they did that. So instead, opting to get demeched and get sprayed down so that you can have a full reset and have that tool ready to go when there's a more competitive fight for the Shanghai Dragons to take.
Inching forward. 10% separating now. Sound barrier at the ready from Langson. He's going to drop the beat. Shielding goes out onto 3. He Marvel, Molly, all recipients. Sleep connects on a Marvel. They don't wake him up. Crucially played here. Now they look for the punish, and they instantly send him into orbit. Great hit from Izayaki to get the killing blow. Shanghai Dragons, in the meantime, back in control of the point, retaking the lead once more. Langsa now dead. Marvel swapping over in desperation to the Doomfist, knows that he's going to have to try to get back in here.